Hello, hello. Welcome back to Ask and Evolve with Erica. I am Erica. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner. This video series is all me taking very common questions that I receive or questions specifically from you. I'm meeting you where you are, and we're just opening up a conversation about it. Today, we are going to be talking about protein. I'm going to talk a little bit about just protein as a macronutrient in general, but this question was specific to protein supplements because it's a question I get so often because there's a lot of different types of protein powders and supplements out there. So today we're going to be talking about why we should be thinking about protein in general, when we should think about supplementing with protein, and some of the different kinds of protein supplements. So today we're going to be talking specifically about some protein powder, collagen, and also BCAAs, because I think, and BCAAs, by the way, are branched chain amino acids, because these are just questions that I get really frequently. So protein, why should we be thinking about it? It is a building block for your body. This macronutrient is so crucial when it comes to even energy throughout the day, our body repairing and recovering from the day, but also especially when we're exercising. This is incredibly important. But protein is also, yes, a source of energy that is very stable. But if we're not getting enough protein in our diet, our body is going to find it from other sources. And that means your body is going to go after muscle tissue to begin that process, right? The other piece about protein is that when proteins are broken down into branched chain amino acids, which is what BCAAs are, they are the building blocks of protein. When they are broken down into branched chain amino acids in our digestive process, those building blocks are what create some of your feel-good neurotransmitters. Which means if you are not getting the right type or variety of protein in your diet, your body doesn't have the building blocks it needs to create your feel-good hormones. No wonder we're so anxious all the time. We need to eat protein. So when should we think about supplementing? This is a question that I get super often. I think that if we're getting enough protein in our diet very regularly and our digestion is not compromised, most often we don't need to be supplementing with protein. However, especially as women, I think it's hard for us to get enough protein in a day. And for women, we should be looking for around like 100 grams of protein per day. But if you're looking for something more specific, like you're looking to add more lean mass to your body, we need to have a little bit more because we're looking to build muscle, so we need more protein. But especially when we're exercising or exercising vigorously, doing a lot of strength training, we do need some more carbohydrates too, but protein in order to recover and have our body rebuild and really get more of that muscle growth that we're looking for. The other piece of this, when should we be looking to supplement with protein? Not only when you're not getting enough in that way, but as we age, our need for protein is even higher. The lower our calories, the lower our calorie intake, the more that we need to be focusing on protein. So if you know that you're not getting enough protein and we're not, every time I go to have a meal, there's not protein on the plate, we should probably think about supplementing with some protein. So I've got some show and tell here. I'm going to talk about some different kinds of protein and when they're appropriate to have. I'm going to start with a typical protein powder. There are a lot of different kinds, obviously. There's some isolates, there's some blends, we could talk about casein another time, but I just want to talk about simple protein powder and, of course, the most bioavailable form of protein for your body. And what bioavailable means is what is the easiest for your body to use right away, right? Whey protein is the most bioavailable for your body. However, a lot of people don't do well with whey because it's more like dairy in nature. So especially people who have some dairy issues. I actually am allergic to whey, so whey doesn't do so well in my system. So a really good option for this, I use a beef protein isolate. So Equip is grass-fed beef protein. So with these protein powders, this is the kind of powder that you would want to have in a meal replacement shake, having it post-workout, ladies especially within like 30 minutes of your exercise ending. So I use this. Sometimes I'll even put it, I'll make like a hot cocoa with it in the evening with some coconut milk or nut milk. I'll put it in my coffee just to make sure that I'm getting enough protein throughout the day. If I'm not exercising, that's kind of like how I'll use this. Other types of protein powders, collagen is a really, really popular one now, and it just should be always. Collagen is a form of protein as well, but this is the most complete protein, really, that is available. So what's interesting is the grass-fed beef protein automatically has collagen in it. If you're having whey protein, it does not. But with collagen, why is collagen important? I mean, it's great for our skin, our nails, and our hair, but it's very, very good for bone and joint support, and also our gut. Huge for our gut. We don't get collagen anymore in our diet because we don't often eat animals with, eating the bones and getting some of the collagen in there, and we don't often cook with the animal bones any longer. So this is a huge reason why bone broth is so healing and so nourishing for our gut and for our body, is because it is so dense in collagen. So when to use collagen? All the time. Use it all the time. You can buy flavored collagen. These are just plain collagen peptides. So I use this in a lot of my baking and a lot of my cooking. I'll also add this to tea and to coffee sometimes, to different types of shakes that I'm making or smoothies. So you can really use it anytime, all the time. Collagen is amazing. Yes. Collagen. The last thing that I will mention, since we're talking about powders today, is branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs. This is something that there's a lot of information out there with BCAAs, but they're usually connected to pre-workout. And pre-workout is there are some good and some bad ones out there. They often are just caffeine or loaded with sugar to just kind of get your body ready to work out. That's not what BCAAs are about. So branched chain amino acids are very bioavailable for your body. These, in fact, this brand in particular has a really amazing blend of BCAAs that especially can help you to cross the blood-brain barrier, that is really helpful for exercise, specifically with women when we're in different levels of our hormone cycle. So why should I even think about taking BCAAs, and when is that important? Ladies, especially if we are in certain levels of our hormone cycle leading into our menstruation cycle, or if we are menstruating, those are times where our hormones are very high in our body right before we are menstruating. And those hormones are actually catabolic. They also cross your blood-brain barrier, which can lead to mental fatigue. So BCAAs can be really helpful for that. They also can be really helpful for sugar cravings. If we're cutting sugar over time, BCAAs are really, really helpful for that. On top of that, if we are thinking about fasted workouts, BCAAs, the way to go. If you're working out really early in the morning and you can't stand to have anything in your stomach, this can be an issue, because fasted workouts can lead to excess stress hormone or cortisol production in our body, which means we're probably not doing what we want to do by having a fasted workout. In fact, that is the time that we're adding more stress to our body. So our body composition is not going to change. We might be adding more stress and we're not adapting to it, so we're not getting stronger. We're not going to change our body composition. In fact, we're kind of going to put our body in more of a hole the more that we do it. So BCAAs are incredibly helpful for pre-workout, especially if you're doing fasted workouts. Very, very helpful, especially for ladies. There are some good and bad BCAAs out there, so definitely look at your ingredients and make sure that you're getting a clean source with as little sugar as possible. I have used BCAAs for the last year or so in my exercise regimen, and I've seen a huge difference, especially when I am not able to have a full meal before I exercise, because I don't like to have a full meal and have it feel moving around while you're exercising. So BCAAs have been super helpful for that, and giving my body the buffer of that protein, or that super bioavailable broken down building blocks of protein, so my body can use it right away. I hope this was helpful to kind of walk through all this and understand what is protein powder versus collagen versus BCAAs. How do they all fit in? If you have any questions about this specifically, drop a comment. I would love to hear. I would love to try to help. Anything else about post-workout, pre-workout, whatever the heck, let me know. I am here for you, and we will talk on the next episode.